Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Slampig Magoo here. Thanks for checking my channel out again. I appreciate you guys coming back so much day after day. It means a lot. It gives me encouragement to move forward, keep making more videos, try to bump my quality up, make things a little bit better for you, the listening audience. So, once again, thanks for coming back. Hopefully this video is going to be a little bit better. I got myself a professional little microphone set up for my my little computer table here, and maybe you can hear me a little bit better. I got some input last time around saying that the audio is muffled, it's weak, it's always hard to hear. So hopefully this little this little setup I have here is gonna fix that. But I've been down for a couple of days. I've been sick as a dog. You have no idea, puking everything up, unable to keep anything down. I was a wreck, but I'm feeling a little bit better today. So what I'm going to try to do right here, right now, is get to that little post I made a few days ago. I'm sort of like struggling for content and everything, so I threw like an Ask Me Anything out there into a couple of the groups I post in, and got a couple questions thrown at me. So I'm going to try to tackle those in this little video right here today. So we'll start off with the first question from Man O' War Melvin. Thanks for replying. Thanks for being so active and joining this group for no reason too, man. I really appreciate the posts and everything. You bring a lot to the table, man, and I can't thank you enough. But his question, which is just an intellectual powerhouse of an inquiry, let me start this off with, is how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? Now, that question, I believe, is an issue of public knowledge. I'm old enough to remember when that bullshit used to be on the television. There was a little owl in a tree, and some kid gave him the pop and was just like, And the owl, unable to control himself, bites into the thing at, I believe, 3 licks. So, 3 licks is the answer it takes to get to the Tootsie Roll center of the Tootsie Pop. So, I mean, now that we've covered the issues that matter in the day, I mean, it's all downhill from here. We got the next question coming up here from the always lovely, saintly, may I throw it there, Miss Rubber Chicken, the premier MILF of Join This Group for No Reason. Always a pleasure to see your posts. I'm fucking stumbling over stuff here. But the lovely Rubber Chicken asks, what is your favorite meal to cook? And oh my God, is that embarrassing. Maybe, truth be told, the Magoo doesn't take as good health care of himself as he should. I really don't cook much. I mean, maybe editing Magoo will have it in him to jump off his seat and go take a picture of his refrigerator. There's not much in there. But I don't know, even when I go food shopping, I went to the supermarket today, my trips are really just glorified excursions out to get cat food. I mean, I get like chicken nuggets. I think I go out, some fish sticks, French fries, burritos, and everything. And I live alone. I work a lot, so really, cooking is just as easy as possible. I'll just throw a fistful of nuggets and fries on a cookie sheet, throw it in the oven, and chow down on that. Peeling vegetables and all sorts of stuff. That's not my bag. I don't even have those skills. Like, I have a sister, and she does the family thing and everything. And I went over her house once, and my God, she put a plate of food down in front of me, and I was mystified by it. Like, I was sticking my fingers in all like the mashed potatoes, and then there was some carrots, and everything was warm at the same time. Like, how the hell do you even do that? If I was going to try to cook something, you would have one part of the meal which would be warm and right, and the other stuff would be stone cold because it would have been sitting on a plate for 20 minutes while I finished cooking the rest of the shit. So, yeah, my favorite meal to cook, I don't know, man, DoorDash. All right, next question from Poet Poop. Digging the screen name, Mr. Poop. Slampig Magoo, have you ever been on an airplane? Jesus, once. I was a kid too. I mean, like child, less than 10. We were always real poor growing up, but somewhere along the line, my old man, violent bastard that he was, managed to save enough money to drag us all down to Disney World, down in Florida. And I was real young. I do remember not liking the vacation. My impression of Disney World was standing in lines for like 2, 3 hours out of whack to take some little bullshit roller coaster ride. Like it was horrible. Uh, the one part about the trip I remember that I did like is that the little hotel or motel or what, we were only there for like 3 days, had a swimming pool in it. And, like right in the morning, as soon as we woke up, I remember me and my sister just ran out and just like hopped in the pool. We loved that pool. We were all about it. So, yeah, Poet Poop, have you ever been on a plane once when I was a kid to Florida? That's about it. These days, I can almost say for an absolute certainty that I would not be allowed on an airplane. Uh, I have quite a history behind me. I'm trying to probably trying to run from it if I'm going to be brutally honest. So I really don't talk about it much. But let's see. I also posted the Ask Me Anything to the meme group on Gab, which I should throw a huge thanks out to the admins for not banning me on this. I know I spam post a lot. Like I'll drop like 30, 40 memes out of nowhere in an hour. But huge thanks for these guys not spanking my account or just tossing me right out of the group for my spam posting. But we got some answers. We got some questions up on that post. The first one from Jimmy. 10 Toes is his screen name. Well, good for you, Jimmy. I myself, I got 10 too. I got a couple more in the freezer too, but we don't talk about those ones. All right, Slampig Magoo, how many times have you seen the Dropkicks live? You, my friend, are referring to the Dropkick Murphys, the punk-esque band from the greater Boston area, most known for their contributions to the soundtrack of The Departed. The Dropkick Murphys, believe it or not, are a very sore subject for a bunch of people up here in Boston. Especially I don't know what I can say here on YouTube, but I'll call them the extremist right community up here in Boston, which there is, believe it or not, still up to this day, a vibrant scene. You know what I mean? The laces and braces type, I think I can say that. I mean, I don't want to say the S-head word because, I can get friggin' probably censored kicked off. But back in the day, Dropkick Murphys were a shitty little bar band. You know what I mean? And the only people going to those shows were the punks and the friggin' S-heads. You know what I mean? Not shithead. Well, fuck it, skinheads, The only ones going to the Dropkick Murphys shows back in the day were the punks and the skinheads, because the only place that would let Dropkick Murphys play were like little shitty dive bars down in Dorchester, places no one wanted to go to, But it was our scene. They made working class music. They even shouted out to the skin scene in a couple of their different songs. So we supported the local scene. We thought that they were fucking our people, So yeah, we propelled them up into notoriety, And then as soon as they started to break into the mainstream, Dropkick Murphys shut the fucking door right on their fans, right on all the skins that brought them out of the ghettos of friggin' Boston and up onto the national stage to play for whoever the fuck that was, Scorsese on his movie soundtrack. They started to not let the skins into their shows. They started to talk shit about the skins from the stage down into the audience when they'd see them. So, I seen them, I think, 3 times back in the day before all that bullshit, but I'd never go see them again. Fuck them. I hope their band breaks up. They did nothing but throw their fans under the bus once they broke. I got no respect for the Dropkick Murphys. But the Boston music scene is good. It was good back in the day where they were coming up. There's a lot of good bands I did follow around, though. Stompbox was one. I was a huge Sam Black Church fan. I still love Sam Black Church. I'll pull their stuff up to this day. But Boston music all had the same old sound. There's a ska band trying maybe like along the lines of Sublime. Maybe they're called the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. They're not my type of music. I like a little bit more aggression in my tunes. But even the Mighty Mighty Bosstones are pretty decent. The Boston sound had some good stuff coming out of it back in the day. But we got another question from Humans, whose screen name is literally Humans, how did you come up with your username? It's very good, humorous, memorable, with a touch of crazy. I really don't know. It just came to me. I mean, it's really the second screen name I ever really used. I mentioned a couple minutes ago that I had a pass and everything, and my online persona went by, another name, and it followed me everywhere. I used it for everything, just, for recognizability, And, that chapter in my life, that era of my life, unfortunately was closed behind me, and I needed to step away from a bunch of stuff. So I abandoned like my old name, and I wanted something like a little retarded, a little humorous, And I was gonna go for Amish electrician, but someone already took it. And then just I thought Slampig is sort of, I'm a little bit not that classy, a little bit, a little bit hard edged or whatever. So I threw that on there, and then I just added Magoo at the end because it sounds fucking retarded. So that's it. It really just shot into my mind almost out of nowhere, real quick. But Shock Dick 1, hoisted on my own retard. This guy's really freaking stepping up, man. He's throwing some good posts down. Always good to have you on the feed, my friend. Thanks for throwing a question out here. Slampig Magoo. Actually, he's got two questions. Any love interests / prospects? I got dumped on like the day after Thanksgiving. The woman that I was sort of like just real casually running around. I don't have deep relationships no more. I was in one for like 13 years, and it fucking I'm not looking for anything like bonding. I'm looking for just something surface and run around with, some dates, whatever. And but yeah, I got dumped after Thanksgiving because the woman I was running around with, she had some idea that I was going to spend $700 on like a Christmas thing, not even like a present. It was an evening. Like one of her friends and her friend's boyfriend was going to go, and she asked my lady friend if like her and I wanted to like double up and go do this thing together. It was an evening with like the Boston Symphony Orchestra, and for $700 per couple, you got 2 tickets to the orchestra, and then a room for one night at like the hotel down the street. And included in that like hotel room was a dinner where there would be like members of the orchestra there, so you could go like talk to the flute player or the cello player or something like that. And it was $700 for a couple. And the woman I'm dating, she didn't give no shit about symphony music. I don't give a fuck about the symphony. We were going to go there literally just to please her friend, and it was just the price tag on that was too much, That and I would have hated the experience. I'm sure the symphony would have been good, but that dinner afterwards, people who go to that stuff are part of the symphony crowd. I am not. What am I gonna add to that conversation sitting there at the dinner table? Like, oh, what did you think of the third movement or something? Like, I don't know. I've been to jail a few times. How about yourself? What am I gonna fucking say to these people? They're gonna look at me and they're gonna see right through me. They're gonna be like, this guy is fucking trash. He don't belong here. He's trying to bang that girl he's here with. That's the only thing they're going to think. He scraped up $700 to try and make himself look classy, and that's all that's going to happen. So, yeah, as far as love interest prospects, I mean, a little bit. I date around a lot, but the women up here, they're just trash. Like, I live in the ghetto, you know what I mean? So all these women are just desperate single mothers looking for a friggin' guy with a job to help bail them out financially and raise their little friggin' bastard children. I'm not about that life. Let some cuck take care of that, no. I made it my whole life so far being gainfully employed with no children. I have no loans. I don't pay interest on anything because, who invented the interest rate? I ain't enriching them motherfuckers. So, I mean, I got a good deal of money, no children. I'm in my lane, man. I'm looking right down the road to retirement, man. I'm just banking as much money as I can, and I'm not trying to find some woman to take me off that mission, If you happen to be, a woman going through that same thing, looking to just circle her wagons and have just like someone else extra in her life for friggin' dinner dates or something, I'm your guy. Take care of yourself. It's friggin', And the last question: have you ever considered moving out of Boston? That I get asked that a lot, man, and that's really a painful question to answer. First off, I feel like I should throw off. I don't live in Boston proper. Boston itself is a really small city, and you have to have huge cash to live in Boston. Like, everything is crazy expensive. But there are a lot of like surrounding areas that are still considered Boston, but they're like technically like Boston suburbs. You know what I mean? I live in one of those. Now, outside of the ritzy big money parts of Boston, it is absolute fucking slum over here. You know what I mean? People who followed my accounts for a while, they see me post pictures of the needles on the grounds, the projects all boarded up, like all the urban blight that's down here. You know, I really don't even post that much of the stuff I see anymore because people used to like talk trash about it. They're like, oh, you live in the fucking ghetto, blah, blah. You know, and it sort of worked on me a little bit. But as far as moving out, when you come up in this environment, you can never leave. You know, you're as much a part of the ghetto as the ghetto is a part of you. You come up different. It like case in point, one day I was out with the lady friend I was just talking about, the one that dumped me, and she was standing like in my blind spot, like behind me, off center of my shoulder just a little bit. Now, you don't stand in someone's blind spot that's from like the deep economically depressed fucking ghetto. You know what I mean? Because that's where you stand when you're trying to line somebody up, when you're trying to roll them. You know what I mean? You come at them with, you know, from their blind spot in the back. And anytime you catch a glimpse or a shadow of anything in that spot, your immediate instinct is to like sidestep out of the way and fucking, you know, see what the threat is. You know what I mean? And it's instantaneous. It's automatic. And you can't not have that reaction. And that sort of shit don't pass in polite society. You know what I mean? The ghetto will ruin you. The violence, the poverty, the you know, the hand-to-mouth lifestyle. You know, you see everything different. You don't want people walking next to you on the sidewalk. Anytime someone's within an arm's length of you, the first idea that goes through your head is, how am I going to defend, or how can I go on the offense if this guy acts the fucking role? You know, every time you walk past, like maybe a doorway to a building, you sort of side eye into it to look to see if there's like some sort of junkie in there standing there with a bottle or a fucking stick or something like that, who's just looking to knock you down, go through your pockets, and run off. Before you pull your phone out, if you get a text or something like that, you look over your shoulder to see if anyone's like within arm's reach where they could just snatch it and run. Like the ghetto life, man, is not, it wrecks you, you know. Have I considered moving out of Boston? I'd love to, you know what I mean? But I would be as secluded in any other area as I am here, just because of the upbringing. And it sounds like shit, you know, and you know, maybe with some like behavior modification or something like that, you could work the ghetto out of you, you know, but you really can't. It's like cancer, you know, once it's in your body, you can't get rid of it. But, you know, it is what it is. But I'm pretty sure that was all my questions. Huge thanks for everyone that answered them. This video is running way long. It's going to take me forever to edit this shit. But I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments if the audio levels are good, if you can hear me better, maybe if I'm too loud now or something. But yeah, you know, the new mic came in. I'm looking forward to getting myself a new little camera, so my videos will be sounding better. They'll be looking brighter. They'll looking a little bit better. And you know, once I understand how all this stuff fits together, I'll try to make some themed, like longer form content. Like I'll have a subject that I'll try to go into a little bit in depth. You know, I'll actually start making what might actually resemble a real YouTube video, I promise. So stick with me. The ride isn't over. It's actually just beginning.